Welcome to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the next half hour, U.S. Senator Ben Cardin meets with small business owners in Rockville. Montgomery College announces its Spring Speaker Series lineup. And later, we visit Kefa Cafe, which recently reopened in Silver Spring. But we begin with the blizzard of 2016. During a period of 36 hours, over 30 inches of snow fell in some areas of Montgomery County. This snowstorm closed schools, local businesses, and government offices as residents hunkered down to wait it out. Now the cleanup, after all that snow, is being measured in days, not hours. It started snowing on Friday, January 22nd, and when it was all over, the National Weather Service reported that 38.5 inches had fallen on North Potomac, which was the third highest snowfall total on the east coast of the United States. Over 35 inches fell in Gaithersburg, and 30 inches were recorded in Damascus. Clearing all that snow from county streets and business districts was a multi-day operation for highway services crews who utilized over 800 pieces of equipment and tons of salt.
If you look around Montgomery County and you compare it to other places around the region, you see the difference in terms of our ability to remove snow.
I want to thank men and women in highway services who've been working smart, hard, around the clock since last Thursday, pre-treating and dealing with this snow. Trust me, they haven't been home to clear their driveways or get a good night's sleep since this storm started.
County officials said the biggest problem was moving all that snow.
You have a county that covers over 500 square miles, 5,000 lane roads to clear. The weight of the snow, having to haul snow in many places as opposed to simply pushing it aside, having large numbers of people who are maybe out walking the streets created some challenges. But overall, I think that we've responded very well, and I'm very proud of our men and women who've engaged in this effort thus far.
I have been involved with the snow operation for Montgomery County for the past 15 years. I operated the Snowmageddon. This is by far, and I've been living in this community for 40 years. This is by far more snow in one event than I have ever remembered in this community.
As for the cost of the storm, county officials said it will be high. According to a county official, it may be weeks before the final cleanup costs from this historic storm are known. Pepco is being praised for its performance during the storm. Unlike past storms, there were few outages during the blizzard of 2016, and that is good news. Since 2010, Montgomery County Councilmember Roger Berliner has championed legislation to force the utility to improve.
Well, I really think that all my colleagues deserve a lot of credit because we were united in this, and so was the county executive, and we just made it clear that it was intolerable for our county, the economic engine of the state of Maryland, to be unplugged. It just was absolutely unacceptable. And I think the Public Service Commission and our state legislature got the message, and they agreed that utilities ought to be held to a standard that is reasonable and that they should provide reliable service. And so I do think local government can make a big difference in the quality of life for our residents.
During the storm, Montgomery County and the Red Cross opened an emergency shelter at the Activity Center at Boyer Park in Gaithersburg for some residents who lost their heat after a partial roof collapse at the boiler room of their condominium community. Over 50 Gaithersburg residents, some with pets, spent at least one night at the shelter, and County Executive Isaiah Leggett visited with them and the shelter's staff and volunteers the next day. After the storm, thousands of Montgomery County residents turned to the county's centralized 311 phone system looking for information. The 311 system, which was operating on a 24/7 schedule, received over 24,000 calls on the Monday after the blizzard. That's more than 10 times the 2,000 calls the system receives on a normal busy day. One of the best ways to stay updated about what's happening during an emergency in Montgomery County is to sign up for Alert Montgomery, which is the county's official emergency communications service. We encourage you to visit the county's website to sign up for Alert Montgomery and to learn more about the county's centralized 311 system, which includes online service requests. The 9 members of the Montgomery County Council have sent a letter to Maryland Governor Larry Hogan asking that the state proceed with the original design of the long-planned interchange at I-270 and Watkins Mill Road in Gaithersburg. It was recently learned that the state may be making changes to scale back that project. In their letter, the elected leaders insist that plans for anything less than the full interchange be dismissed and that MDOT proceed with the project as designed immediately. You can read their entire letter on the council's website. Montgomery County has had its share of powerful women who have served or are serving in government. Women like Helen Koss, Lucy Moore, and Barbara Mikulski all had an important role in shaping the state of Maryland into the progressive leader it is today. But one particular public servant has challenged the political glass ceiling in the state of Maryland and has done so with humility and grace. Susan Kennedy recently sat down with State Treasurer Nancy Kopp to talk about her illustrious career.
Fourth term and hope to do it very well.
When you ask State Treasurer Nancy Kopp if she is proud of her stature in Maryland politics, her answer might surprise you.
Am I proud to be the only woman in constitutional office? Not the least. There ought to be more. I think our state would be better, our politics would be better. A diversity brings with it different perspectives, different understandings, and the need to open up to different perspectives.
Nancy Kopp graduated from Wellesley College in 1965. After that, she spent some time in graduate school in Chicago until her husband received a job offer from the U.S. Department of Justice. She worked briefly on Capitol Hill before taking a job with the Montgomery County delegation to Annapolis. It didn't take long for her to decide to run for office. She was first elected in 1974 to represent District 16 in Montgomery County.
I don't think anyone was as surprised as I when I won. I mean, it just really hadn't occurred to me till the end that maybe I would. Just for the record, I am reminded that
she served the county delegation for 16 years. She says each year was exciting and it gave her great pride to serve in an intellectually challenging way. But in 2002, Kopp was elected by the legislature to serve as treasurer for the state of Maryland. She is the chief investment officer for the state, is in charge of going to Wall Street and borrowing money when the state needs it, and she serves on the Board of Public Works with Governor Larry Hogan and Comptroller Peter Franchot, where the issues are state procurement contracts and capital construction projects.
we each come from different perspectives. Personal perspectives and institutional perspectives. And no, we don't always agree. Often, however, more than 90% of the time, we do agree.
And during her tenure as treasurer, Nancy Kopp served with a host of well-known officials, many of whom made headlines while she maintained her cool, unflappable style.
We often disagree in style more than in substance. And my style is very different than Comptroller Franchot's style. It's very different than Comptroller Schaefer's style had been. And the governors vary. O'Malley is not Hogan, is not Glendenning, is not Ehrlich, is not Schaefer, naturally.
With all that she's accomplished and the legacy she's created, is she looking to continue her quest beyond this term?
Are we thinking about a fifth? Is that, or is it one day at a time?
We're not thinking about anything except doing as great a job as we can for the people of the state.
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Coming up on County Report This Week, Senator Ben Cardin headlines a small business university event. And
I'm Montgomery Planning's Bridget Sweet, so I'm here at the Planning Department headquarters where we just attended the first Winter Speaker Series session all about new approaches to transportation planning. We'll tell you how your cell phone and GPS data can help with transportation planning. We'll have that story when County Report This Week continues.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going.
Recycle more now.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. U.S. Senator Ben Cardin shared important information for small business owners at a recent networking event at Montgomery Community Media's television studios. MyMC Media's Maureen Chaudhary reports.
Montgomery County is blessed. It's blessed with the right climate, the right location, and certainly the right commitment for entrepreneurship.
U.S. Senator Ben Cardin headlined the first Small Business University event of the year held at Montgomery Community Media Studios. Senator Cardin talked about the importance of small businesses in Montgomery County.
There's much more innovation in small companies, much more job growth in small companies, and in Montgomery County, they are showing that it means stronger economic opportunities for the people that live here.
He provided valuable information about programs available through agencies like the Small Business Administration.
The SBA have loan guarantee programs that make it easy for banks to participate because the risk factor is really with the SBA, with the government, not with the bank. And that allows you not only to get access to capital, but allows you to get it at much lower rates. And then to make it even easier, Congress said, look, we want to help small businesses for loans under a certain amount. There's really no additional cost.
After coming here today, that there is hope. I've been approached by several individuals from the SBA and other government agencies that work with individuals with backgrounds such as mine, and we'll see where that goes.
There are opportunities for everybody. If you have small business, all you have to do is go register with Small Business Administration and make sure you follow up with the rules and regulations, and that way you'll be able to get the loans that you're required to expand, build and expand your business.
You can view Senator Cardin's entire speech on the MyMC Media website. And remember to mark your calendars. The next Small Business University will be held on February 18th.
In 2016, it's every third Thursday, bright and early from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
In Rockville, I'm Maureen Chaudhary for Counter Report This Week.
The Montgomery County Planning Department is looking at new approaches to transportation planning with its Winter Speaker Series. The first session focused on using big data, such as metrics from cell phones and GPS data to help with transportation projects. Montgomery Planning's Bridget Suisho joins us with more from this event. Bridget?
That's right. Tonight was the first night of our three-part Winter Speaker Series, all with a focus on transportation planning. We learned tonight from the featured speaker how to put the transition back into transit.
It was really good. They were highly substantive, but really right on point to some big issues that I've been struggling with, and helped me a lot with thinking about some of the biggest challenges that this county's facing in terms of transportation and transit issues.
It's a really interesting look at what kinds of new data sources are available to help us drill down on and test what new transit concepts might be workable.
I thought it went well. There were really good questions, and there's clearly an appetite for this kind of approach to transit planning. I think everyone in the region knows how much of an impact that the investment in Metro had, and there have been a lot of efforts to try and get the same kind of impacts just with surface transit. We all know that Metro Rail is too expensive to really affordably build, so we're looking at surface. That's difficult. A lot of projects have been sort of slowing down or halting, and so part of transition means getting those projects going. Part of it means getting the impacts and the transition in the region that we've seen before that transit can provide.
We can take a big question like, what level of service do we need? How much should we spend to build a transit line on Route 29? Well, that answer could range from $10 million to $250 million. The answer can be found partly by using big data to devise what the ridership possibilities are at different kinds of investments, and really what's that based on, and having it based on something that's real, data basis. That's the difference And that's what we learned about tonight, was how to make that kind of a calculation.
I think that these tools give us the ability to have a more realistic picture of what's going on right now, and also more precise ability to forecast what could happen in the future, and allow us to have a more realistic comparison of what will happen if we adopt different alternatives.
Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett has named former state senator and Chevy Chase resident Howard Dennis to serve as commissioner of the Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission's governing board. Dennis was confirmed by the county council earlier this year. Commissioners are appointed to 4-year terms. The Montgomery County Office of Consumer Protection investigates and solves consumer complaints. Here's OCP investigator Jim Parks with some car repair tips.
Here at the Office of Consumer Protection, we often get calls concerning auto repairs. How do you ensure a successful experience when dealing with auto repair shops? Here are some tips. First, know who you're dealing with. Of course, a positive experience with the business and word of mouth helps. But for unknown quantities, look for technical certification signs, training certificates, and memberships in trade organizations. Check the Better Business Bureau for accreditation. Each shop is also required to register with the county's Office of Consumer Protection. You can call our office to check. Get a written estimate of all charges. According to Maryland law, repair shops must give a detailed estimate prior to work being performed if the cost exceeds $25 and if the consumer requests it. They cannot vary from the estimate by more than 10% without notifying you in advance. It's also a good idea to get estimates from other shops. Ask for return of any parts replaced in advance. The mechanic can explain what was wrong with them. If you take the parts, be sure to dispose of them properly. Communication is key. Make sure you determine the timing of events, who will call, when will repairs be finished, etc. Discuss what will happen if things change. This is especially important when making transportation arrangements. If you have a complaint against an auto repair shop that you need help resolving, please call or email us. Car repair information is also available at the Consumer Protection website, as well as through the FTC's Auto Repair Guide.
Coming up next on County Report this week, I'll take you to Silver Spring, where you can get a great cup of joe at this iconic coffee shop.
And Montgomery College announces its lineup for its spring lecture series. Don't go away. County Report this week. We'll be right back.
County residents are required by law to clear sidewalks in front of and alongside their properties within 24 hours of the end of a snowstorm. Working together, Montgomery County can stay safe and warm this winter. Good neighbors clear their sidewalks of ice and snow. For more information, call 311 or go to montgomerycountymd.gov/safe sidewalks.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Sonia Burke. Kefa Cafe is back in business in Silver Spring after a fire forced it to close last year. MyMC Media's Willie James Inman has a story.
It doesn't feel like we have closed for 10 months.
Lene and Ababa Sigaye are sisters and also the co-owners of Kefa Cafe in Silver Spring.
It's not really our shop. We see it as everybody's shop kind of things, and we try to make it feel like at home. So when people come, they feel like at home.
These small business owners are part of a growing Ethiopian American community here in Montgomery County, which it turns out is the #1 destination for Ethiopian immigrants in the country.
It's very important to show who Ethiopians are for the next generation, for us to be able to have a coffee shop here as people that who paid dues before us, so it is our responsibility to show for the young kids, not only Ethiopians.
Both Lene and Ababa say they're extremely thankful for the outpouring of support they've received from the community after being closed for nearly a year.
They are coming almost every day or every other day or once a week, looking through and asking us if we need any help, and they did help.
And customers are happy that the cafe is back.
It's a relief, it's a joy, it's a place that I have missed in the 10 months absent.
We've missed it, and even though I've gone to the one in the library, this is the place to meet.
You won't find a Wi-Fi connection here because it's all about connecting with your neighbors.
I come here because there's good coffee and good people.
Cafe is actually my office outside of the office. And so I love to come here to meet with folks from church and people in the community.
Here Friday or Saturday, you feel like you're in Addis. I mean, it's phenomenal, the growth of the Ethiopian community in Montgomery County, but this is a community center for everybody.
I'm Willie James Inman for County Report This Week.
The speakers for the spring semester of the most important lecture series at Montgomery College have been announced. MCTV has the story.
6 leading experts are lined up from February to April to talk at the Frank Islam Athenaeum Symposia Series on a variety of topics that include politics, literature, poetry, race and social justice, and pandemic diseases. Dr. Luis Branco, co-founder of Zaldjian Labs, kicks off the series.
This is a very exciting opportunity. Usually you see the literature as well as the mainstream media focus on the Ebola outbreak, a number of cases, the impact, how many people are infected, how many people are dying. But underneath that, there is a real danger to the economy and to the social and political stability of the region.
Dr. Branco will talk about Ebola and other pandemic diseases, their economic, social, and political impact on West African nations.
The impact on that region has been enormous. Beyond the outbreak, there are real people, real suffering, and a lot of families broken, and a completely, just social fabric that has just been shattered. And that needs to be put out in the news and front and center. A lot of help is going to be needed. It's not just enough to deal with it from a medical and scientific standpoint. These people need to recover economically, socially, and politically.
Dr. Branco had been working in West Africa, more specifically in Sierra Leone, on another viral hemorrhagic fever endemic called Lassa fever when the Ebola outbreak just happened.
So because of the infrastructure and presence that we had in the region for almost 10 years, we were in prime position to be able to tackle the Ebola outbreak from the standpoint of logistics as well as diagnostics and medical support.
If you'd like to learn more about Dr. Luis Branco's work, his talk is on Wednesday, February 3rd at 1 p.m. For more information on the upcoming speakers, visit the website. All lectures will be held at Globe Hall on the Germantown campus. They are free and open to the public. For County Report This Week, I'm Danielle Stesky.
The Board of Elections is looking for student volunteers in grades 6 through 12 for its Future Vote program.
The Montgomery County Board of Elections is in need of student volunteers to serve in its Future Vote program. We're looking for students grades 6 through 12 in which they could work 3-hour shifts on election day. Individuals could go to our website and apply. They can also contact our office at 240-777-8532.
Interested parents and guardians may register their students before February 29 online by visiting the Montgomery County Board of Elections website. Coming up next on County Report This Week, best-selling author and award-winning journalist Cokie Roberts visits a Rockville retirement community. And we'll show you how all that snow enhanced the beauty of the local landscape. We'll be right back after this short break.
It's on us to stop sexual assaults.
Be more than a bystander. It's on us to hold our friends accountable.
Realize that we have a role to play in stopping sexual assault.
It's on us to get in the way before someone gets hurt.
It's on us to take responsibility, and it's on us not to look the other way.
Keep an eye on someone in a vulnerable situation.
Stop a sexual assault any way we can.
Any way we can.
If you see something happening, report it.
It's on us to take responsibility.
Be more than a bystander.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on all of us.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. Award-winning journalist and best-selling author Cokie Roberts headlined a lecture at Ingleside at King Farm this month, and the hot topic was politics, then and now. Award-winning journalist and author Cokie Roberts headlined an afternoon lecture at Ingleside at King Farm this month, where she was introduced to the standing room only crowd by one of the community's residents.
When we were in college together, we sang in a group together. So I've known her over the years, and I was thrilled that she was willing to come.
The lecture focused on Roberts' latest book, Capital Dames, which chronicles the role of women in Washington during the Civil War.
It's a lot of fun. There are a lot of great stories in it, and that's what you mainly want in a book, is good storytelling. But also it's an important part of our history to know what women's contributions were at various times in our history, and this is, of course, a very crucial time of the Civil War.
She said her research for the book took years and included finding and reading personal letters.
I knew that once I got into it and started reading their mail, that I would love it. I mean, what is really is true is that women's letters are so much better than men's letters. You just can't imagine.
After her talk, residents lined up to purchase a signed copy of the book, and some bought more than one.
She's my favorite author.
You've been reading her a long time?
A long time. I moved to this country and I learned American history with her books. So that's how I learned that period of time, and I have all her books.
Every copy of her book sold out at this literary event, and Roberts said meeting her readers is important to her.
I think it's terribly important. You don't really understand what people care about unless you have a chance to be in touch with them. And you also can get people energized about history, which is something, and history of women, which I care deeply about.
In case you're wondering what's next for Cokie Roberts, she's gearing up to cover this year's presidential election. Now it's time to go to the Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center for some tips about protecting our pets when the weather is cold.
Hi, my name is Leanne Gross. I'm the Volunteer Services Coordinator here at Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center. We're here to talk a little bit about cold weather and your pets. It's a good idea to please remember, if it's too cold outside, to bring them inside. If you decide to go on a walk and it's snowing and wet, please try and have their paws cleaned and dried when they get in the house. You can also do things like buy them little booties to protect their paws while they're outside on the cold weather and the cold pavement. If you have to use salt, there's animal-friendly salts out there that can be used on your driveway and your sidewalks. The reason you don't want to use regular salts is because it can burn the pads of the feet of your pet. Just remember, if it's too cold outside for you, it's probably too cold outside for them. Bring them inside. Please visit us at the Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center. Our phone number here is 240-773-5900.
With that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. We're going to leave you with some more snow scenes, compliments of the blizzard of 2016. As you can see, this thick blanket of snow at Lake Needwood only enhances the natural beauty of the park's landscape. I'm Sonia Burke. Thank you for watching.